This week on the Digital Coffee, at last, finally, Meta is going to give us work accounts. What are they? I'll tell you in a little while. But you know those ads that you're seeing on Facebook and Instagram and you just can't work out why they're targeting you? Soon you're going to be able to find out. And TikTok Boost gets a boost. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb. I am an ROI digital marketing. I always forget that bit. I am a digital marketing ROI consultant, trainer, and mentor, which means that I help businesses just like yours get more profit, more money from the time, the energy, and the cash that you spend on your marketing. And I am caressing this mug, which soon will magically be filled with coffee. I would love to know, if you're watching for the first time, you may not know that we do this. I would love to know what is in your mug today. I've already had a large thermal mug full of Barry's. Very important. If you're in Ireland, you'll know why. Barry's tea, which actually has set me up for the day. I would love to know what you've got. Also, so much to tell you this morning. So much to tell you. Firstly, do you want to understand Google Analytics for? Or actually, even if you don't want to understand Google Analytics for, it's kind of important that you do. So I've actually just this week released a free phrase book. This is it. If you scan that, I'm going to leave it on the screen while I talk about it. This takes all those complicated terms because for me, that was the biggest problem with Google Analytics. When I went in there, I was like, what is this default channel grouping? Where have goals gone? I'm really happy that I don't see bounce rate, but why don't I see it? And it took me ages to get used to that language. So if you would like a copy of that phrase book, you can just scan this QR code. It'll bring you through to a form where you can sign up. And you've also got the opportunity to sign up to my daily ROI emails there as well. So I would love if you did that. Secondly, if you haven't joined us for the last 2 weeks, you may have missed that the Digital Coffee Extra Shot is back. Yes, myself and May King Sang are back for our audio after show. You know, it's a bit like The Apprentice, You're Fired, or the Bake Off Extra Slice. It's where myself and May King go and we discuss these stories in more detail, and you are more than welcome to join us. It now happens. It used to happen on Twitter, but we now do it on LinkedIn. So here's another QR code. I'm really getting into my QR codes. Here's another QR code for you to scan. If you scan this will bring you straight through. It starts at 10:30 a.m. So maybe you just want to keep a note of that link or whatever and join us then. So I think that's all the stuff I have to talk about. I can see May King is actually here in duplicate. She's over on YouTube, who's telling us she's drinking green tea. I have to tell you, May King gave us all a tea flower last week when we were at the Adventures in Marketing event, and I'm excited about using that, which I haven't yet. I keep thinking I want to do it in daylight so I get good light so I can send May King a photo when I do it. And also a fan of Barry's tea. Barry's tea, if you don't know, if you're not in Ireland, it's the Cork tea, County Cork. It comes from Cork, whereas traditionally Lyons is the Dublin tea. I am closer to Dublin, but I do prefer Barry's tea. Good morning to Deirdre. Also, great to see you here. Great. Right. Yeah, all watching. So do give us a shout out. I'd love to know. Never sure if my LinkedIn comments are working. Sometimes they come through, sometimes they don't. So give us a shout out if you're watching on LinkedIn. Give us a shout out. I keep banging my microphone, so sorry about that. Give us a shout out if you're watching on Facebook. Give us a shout out if you're watching on YouTube. Okay, better talk about the news then, eh?
Hi, Sasha Lydia from Think Outside the Bot, and you're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
One of the biggest sticking points I see for organizations or businesses that are using Facebook pages is that giving employee access is troublesome. So firstly, you have to create your Facebook page through a personal profile of somebody in the organization. That is the rule. It's annoying. You can set up a business account, but it still has to be connected to a Facebook account. And then your employees, if you want to give them access to the page, they have to sign in with their own Facebook accounts, which, to be honest, a lot of people don't want to do when they're at work. And a solution a lot of people have used in the past is they've set up like these shared login accounts. So like a fake Facebook profile, for the business, and they've given everyone like the email and the password to get in there, and that's how they've been managing it. But last year, Facebook started cracking down on that. They started taking away those shared accounts from people, meaning that actually they couldn't even access their page after that happened, which, I know you weren't supposed to create those profiles. It wasn't good practice, but I'm sure I know because I talked to a lot of business, that was quite stressful, getting locked out of your page. So they have come up with a solution. The weird thing is they came up with this solution 2 years ago. They could have waited to deactivate all those accounts until they had this in place. And these are called Facebook work accounts. And I mean, there's been Facebook pages for at least 16 years and they're just getting around to this now. They're just addressing this big problem now. So what they'll do is they will be an organization account. They won't need to be connected to a personal Facebook account at all. You will just be able to create one for the organization. And then you will be able to allow employees of that organization to log in with their email address that's associated with that organization, which will mean you don't have to access Facebook at work. It means you won't have to have those shared password accounts, which, to be honest, at the very least, security wise, that's going to be an issue, particularly if you've got 2FA. You should have 2FA. That's going to be complex if you've got a lot of people logging in. So this is positive. This is absolutely brilliant. It is so needed, but we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Yes, because they are. I need my notes for this one. They've released a blog to developers talking about this. This is how we know that finally it's coming. And in their blog, they say they're going to roll it out to a limited number of businesses in 2023, which means for Joe Blogs like me, we may need to wait till 2024 to get our hands on it. Ugh, I can see my comments thread is going like mad. So let me just put my glasses on and see what you all have to say about that. I can see, so many. Good morning. So I can see that we've got Judy over on Facebook. Fantastic to have you here. Jessie says, boo cork up the dubs. Normally, Jessie, I'd be with you. But, you can't deny Barry's tea is better than Lions. Just saying. Okay. Oh, Jessica's able to watch on LinkedIn because she normally has a weekly meeting and that's been cancelled. I love seeing you, and hopefully we will see you in the after show as well. It's always great to chat to you. And I love this comment from Jessica. Facebook is a living hell. Indeed it is. But somehow I still log in there every day. I don't know why, but I do. Good morning to Timmerlin. Great to see you. And it was great to chat with you last week on our after show on the Extra Shot. I mean, all the cool kids are there. Don't forget to come and join us on LinkedIn afterwards. Having hot beverages. Now that sounds beverages. So more than one. Interesting. Ian is drinking coffee over on LinkedIn. Thanks for joining me today, Ian. I've got a big wave from a LinkedIn user. Your privacy settings won't let me see who you are, but I'm still delighted to have you here. Absolutely. Yeah. Timberlin, Facebook has a worse organisation for... Let's just, it's just so complicated, isn't it? And work Facebook counts sounds good. It might prevent those lost login details as well. Yeah, I do think, it is a positive move. If only we could wait, Yeah, our business is going to have to wait till 2024 by the looks of things. Now, this is a good point. Firstly, I log into Facebook every day. So I do give Facebook a hard time always on this show. And, there's good reason for that. I think it was because it's almost like it's my ex-boyfriend, because I loved Facebook. I loved Facebook like so much. I spent all my time in there learning all the intricacies. And then I felt like we had a breakup. So now when I go in, it's like, I still like it because I always liked it, but I feel cheated. I feel like that little uncomfortable buzz. That bit when you see a boyfriend and you don't really want to make eye contact with them? That's me in Facebook now. But Jessica makes a really good point here, which is the groups are fabulous. And that tends to be what I do on Facebook. Every day I'll go in and I'll look at the specific business groups that I'm in and find out what's happening in the world. So they are still powerful. So there you go. Making is liking. Facebook is my ex-boyfriend, who incidentally I am still stalking, it seems, because I am on Facebook every single day, multiple times.
This is Making Sang, first name Making, from the FOMO Creator, and you have been watching the Digital Coffee Show with Amanda Webb.
Do you ever see an ad in your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed and you're like, why am I seeing this? This has nothing to do with me. Because I do. I think, part of the problem for me is because I've switched off that thing, when it said to allow Facebook to track you. I was like, no, you may not track me off Facebook. So a lot of it's because they don't know enough about me. And a lot of it is because Facebook ads have changed. So now when we target ads, you go for a much broader audience if you want it to work. It's become less specific. Maybe that's what I want. If you want your ads to work, you have to be less specific. Now, you have always, I'm looking to see, do I have a little pop up for this? I do. You have always been able to see a little bit about why you're seeing that ad. So when you see an ad, there'll be 3 little dots at the top right hand side of the ad. If you click on that, you can click on why am I seeing this ad? And it will give you some vague idea. They are targeting women in Ireland. They won't necessarily tell you every reason that you're getting targeted with your ad. But now that's getting an update and you're going to be able to see a lot more information about why you are being targeted with that ad. So not only will you see they're targeting women between 18 and 64 in Ireland, it'll also, I don't know why I did a funny voice there. It will also show you why the algorithm or why the AI thinks this ad is suitable for you. It will tell you things like, well, yeah, you liked that post on Facebook about that topic, so we thought you'd be into this. Or you like that page on Facebook, so we thought we'd be into it. And also, it won't just tell you about what you do on Meta, so that'll be Facebook and Instagram. It'll also tell you about, if it's tracking your activity on websites, what websites you have visited that have triggered it to decide that you like this interest. Now, I think this is good for 2 reasons. Firstly, transparency is good, right? I think I gave Facebook a hard time a few weeks ago about it, saying that it was hot on privacy. I mean, it is trying, but I do like that they're being transparent. So now I can actually see where I'm being tracked, why I'm seeing specific ads. But also I think this is really useful to us as businesses to apply to our advertising ourselves. We can find out more about why people are being targeted for specific interests. We can be a little bit more specific about the interests we target ourselves. I think there's a real learning curve that we can get from that. So I do think this is a positive update. The more information it can give you, the better, as far as I'm concerned. You can see we've had a few comments come in. So the glasses are on while I read them. Oh, look, here we go. I can see Timberlin is finding something I said funny. Not sure what, but I do try. Hannah, great to see you. Long time no see. I keep getting those ads all the time. What ads? The ones that don't fit you. I must screen grab some of the examples, the ones I got one for a bra the other day that looked completely weird, although obviously targeting me with a bra isn't mistargeting at all. I wear bras, that works. Deirdre, excuse me, I have a bit of a cold. Is it possible to schedule posts only to Instagram from Creator Studio without posting to Facebook? Yes. Yes, it should be. That's a good question. Anyone else know the answer? I don't post much to Instagram, so I can't be sure, but I know I've been through the process of scheduling there to train people, and there was an option to schedule just to Instagram, but there you go. Oh yes, Hannah, odd ads that have nothing to do with me. Interestingly, Hannah, do you allow Facebook, do you have an iPhone? Would be the first question. And secondly, if you have an iPhone, did you allow Facebook to track your off-app activity? Because I do think if you do, that the ads are going to be more relevant to you. Although, you know, to be honest, I don't mind the irrelevant ads as much as Facebook stalking me whenever I go online. Whew.
Hi, I'm Danielle from Redbow, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Boosting posts. It has a couple of benefits. I know, like, you know, Facebook ads people, which I used to be one, will tell you never boost a post. Well, actually, I never said that, because boost posts can be really good for businesses who don't understand the tech side of running ads on Facebook. And believe me, that's very complicated, or don't have the budget to hire someone to do that for you, because it's such a specialism now, it does cost you money. So a lot of the time, boosting posts can be a good solution for those businesses. And you know what? I think it's also good for social networks, because it's a way, it's like a gateway drug. Start by boosting this post. See how wonderful your results are, and maybe you'll spend more on ads in the future. I'm telling you this because TikTok has just updated its, well, they don't call it boost, they call it promote, their promote post, to give you way more options. So now you will be able to, when you go to promote a post, it's giving you some additional goals. So this is what you tell TikTok you want to achieve from your ad. And if TikTok ads are like Facebook ads, TikTok's algorithm understands who to show your ad to depending on the result that you want. So they've just added in get more messages and get profile view. So that's 2 new goals. They've also added some stuff to the target. They've also added some stuff to the targeting. So now you're going to be able to target people with more demographics, including location. For me, that was a weird one, because yeah, I'm just kind of like, I would have imagined, I don't run TikTok ads, but I would have thought it would have come into the targeting. Maybe they were doing something automatically there. And finally, it's going to make it much easier for you to boost videos from the creators you work with. So if you've hired an influencer or a creator to make a video for you and it's in their feed, they're going to make it easy for you to be able to put ad spend through the promote post option behind that ad. I mean, TikTok ads do look more appealing all the time. I'm hearing a lot of stuff from people who used to just specialize in Facebook ads that TikTok ads are performing really well. It's not something I've got into, but it does look, with these new features coming in all the time, it looks like it's only getting better. If you've used TikTok ads, I'd love to hear from you about your experiences with them. It's time for the glasses. Oh, interesting. So I asked in the last segment, I asked Hannah, did she have an iPhone, and had she told Facebook that it couldn't stalk them on the internet? And indeed, she did block it. So this is me and you, Hannah. We're seeing bad ads because we won't let Facebook tag us or follow us on mobile. So, you know, I think it's a small price to pay, to be honest. I Mr. or Mrs. LinkedIn user. There you go. We have an answer to the question, Deirdre, about posting just to one platform. I love this because we're going cross-platform here. Deirdre asked the question on YouTube and LinkedIn user is answering on LinkedIn. Yes, you can just post to one platform, either Facebook or Instagram. And that's just another comment from Deirdre about that. Maybe we need to go back and allow it. Well, it does every now and then remind you. That's part of it. So you can always change your mind. I mean, as a marketer, I feel like I'm being mean by not allowing it. But on the other hand, I want to see the world like non-marketers see it. So that's one of the reasons I blocked it. Also, it's not that effective for me. We're talking here about not on an iPhone, not allowing Facebook to track your off-app activity. But to be honest, I use Facebook mostly on desktop, so it's still doing a whole lot of tracking. It's still doing a whole lot of tracking for me. But yes, if you want to see proper ads, you have to let it track you. And I don't want to let it track me. No.
I'm Ant McGinley, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
TikTok rules when it comes to engagement rate. Engagement rate means, just in case you don't know, means when somebody has seen your content and they have engaged by like, commenting, sharing, tapping, whatever. Each network has its own definition of what engagement is. But TikTok, like, totally rules. Just to give you an example of that, on TikTok, the average engagement rate, on Instagram, the average engagement rate is 0.6%. So on average, 0.6% of the people who see your posts actually engage with them. Now that is an average, so a lot of people get higher than that, and some people are doing a terrible job and getting worse than that. So that's interesting. On TikTok, the average engagement rate is 4.35%. So for every for every person that sees it, 1 in 4.5 of those is engaging with it, which is pretty big. And that doesn't include a video view, by the way. Huge, right? Sounds amazing. But actually, according to, one more time for the glasses, according to the Social Media Industry Benchmarks report published by Social Insider, this is on the decline. This may not be sustainable. Now, when I say on the decline, it's going down a little bit. Gone down a little bit. It's not going down a massive trajectory, but it does give us that little warning for the future that even though TikTok is where the engagement rate is now, sometime in the future that could totally tank. And there's other concerns around, is that real engagement as well? We could get into that whole thing, but you could also get into that whole thing about Instagram. So right now, if you're TikToking, good news, people are going to engage with your content. And then what's important about an engagement is when somebody engages with the content, they're more likely to remember you. If they're just scrolling past, or even if they just watch a little tiny segment of the video, but if they actually go to the effort to like, to comment, to share on that video, that means that you are going to stick in their head for longer, so that when they need you again, they'll remember where to find you. So it is important. And it's just kind of a warning for the future, really. Well done to Social Insider, who are always publishing these really interesting reports, by the way. Okay, so I'm not going to get into this whole thing about whether Facebook listens to your phone or not. That's a whole other thing to get into. But there you go. If it is listening to me, it's not listening to me very well, because it's giving me some really bad ads.
Hey, I'm Christine Gritman, and you are watching The Digital Coffee with social media superstar Amanda Webb.
Old school YouTubers will remember a time when you used to be able to reply to a video on YouTube with another video. It was cool. I never did it, but it was cool. It was cool. But then suddenly one day they decided they weren't going to do that anymore. They're going to take that away. Now it is back. It is back with an abundance indeed. Now you are going to be, or soon, because I couldn't do it the other day when I tried, soon you're going to be able to reply to a video on YouTube with a short. What is a short? A short is one of those, it's basically YouTube's version of TikTok. It's a vertical short form video. And this will, I think this could be really powerful. I haven't seen how it's going to work yet. If it appears in the comment feed, this is going to be huge, because firstly, lots of people are going to see your video, and if it's a good video, then they may subscribe to your channel. So it could be a really good way to build your audience, particularly if you're selective about the accounts that you actually and the videos that you post those video responses on, so that you're gathering the right audience. And also it will make you stand out. So, you know, if you wanted to build a relationship with, you know, a YouTuber, they get hundreds, well, sometimes thousands of comments. It's going to be a really good way for you to stand out in the feed. So I think this is a really good update. And the nice thing about it is, if you're not a big YouTuber, if you're not creating those long videos on YouTube, this is still a way that you can create something quick and make an impact on the YouTube audience without having to spend hours creating and editing a video, which is the reason that I do less YouTube these days. I think that is quite an exciting innovation. I meant to ask you at the beginning, is anyone using BeReal? I used it for about a month. Still have it. Anyone? Tell me if you're using BeReal, because she looks at her notes. Very soon we'll be talking about that.
Hi, I'm Lee from Wellshot, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Cheers.
This week, Instagram decided it was going to scrap its live stream shopping. And this comes like sometime before Christmas. Facebook decided it was going to scrap its live stream shopping. And we were kind of like hopeful, because Instagram wasn't doing it, it would stay there. What is live stream shopping? Of course, you could do a live stream like the one I'm doing now, and I could say, buy this mug, it's only $2.99. Leave me a comment below and I will send you an invoice and you can buy a mug. Everyone can do that. Nobody's going to stop you doing that. But live stream shopping was when I would do that, and a little thing would appear at the top and bottom of the screen where you could just click and buy immediately on Facebook and Instagram. The reason, firstly, this happened. They introduced it during the pandemic when we couldn't go to the shops. So it seemed like an exciting way to shop. Secondly, this is huge in China. Live stream shopping is massive in China. It is a really big thing. So I guess Facebook and Instagram were preempting that trend, moving outside China, but they've decided not for them anymore. But I don't think this trend is over. Amazon, for example, you can live stream to Amazon and do a live stream video selling stuff. And this has been really effective in the United States. So that's outside China. This is quite big there. In fact, I was talking to someone at Social Media Marketing World last year that wasn't just the live streaming show they were doing little videos on Amazon, and it actually can be quite lucrative. You can make quite a lot of affiliate money that way. Also, YouTube, we know YouTube decided maybe slightly later than Facebook and Meta that it wanted to get in on this trend. They are still pursuing it. So I do think, maybe I'm a little bit overly enthusiastic, but I do think live stream shopping still has legs. But I do feel that Facebook and Instagram maybe just were a little bit early to the party with it. Do we have BeReal comments? Owen says he's still using BeReal, but I'm not exactly sure why. Yeah, me too. I think that's why I stopped. No, I used it for a month and I was going, my life is boring. Nobody wants to see me sitting at a computer, so I stopped. There was the odd one where it was really interesting because I'd be somewhere cool, but rarely were my BeReals interesting. And also, LinkedIn user hates BeReal. Who has time for that? Well, I suppose the one thing about BeReal, well, I get rid of this comment. The one thing about BeReal is it is just once a day. I'll tell you what, if you don't know what us youngsters are talking about, what us youth are talking about, I'll tell you all about BeReal in a moment.
Hi, I'm Charlie Lawrence and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
One of the joys of BeReal is that it's a once a day thing. It's really simple. You post every day, one thing, look at everyone else's and you're gone. If you haven't used BeReal, what happens? You get a notification on your phone or your watch, in my case, at a random time every day. It's kind of mad because I was on a train to Belfast the other week and the BeReal notification went off. I'm not using it anymore. But half the train picked up their phones and took a BeReal photo. It was mad. So basically it activates both cameras, the front camera and the rear camera of your phone, and you just snap. So it takes a picture of you and it takes a picture of whatever you're looking for. You do have like a moment to kind of tweak your hair while it's taking one photo, but you don't have any time to set something up. It's not like Instagram where it's going to be beautiful unless you're going to go and sit in a room and have everything prepared all day waiting for the BeReal notification. It's never going to be anything beautiful. And I think that rawness is part of the reason it's kind of like an anti-Instagram. It's part of the reason that it took off. And it's very popular with the kids, like me. It's very popular with the kids. They seem to really enjoy it. In fact, you know, I'm only following about 4 people and most of them are under 20. Just put it that way. And related to me, because I mean, who else is gonna allow me to follow the BeReals, to be honest? The problem with this is it's so simple, it's hard to see how it can survive. How can BeReal monetize? There's no real room there to put ads, and if they are, you know, it's just not fitting. If you have seen a business using BeReal well, I would love to hear about it, so do let me know. But it's a struggle. But now, for the first time ever, or the first time that I've ever known that BeReal has done this, they appear to be working on a new feature. Spotted by reverse engineer Alessandro Paluzzi. In the back end of the code, it looks like soon you may be able to add the Spotify music that you happen to be listening to right now to your BeReal. And this could be the first of many features that we see. If we look at other social networks, they've all had to add in complexity in order to monetize. And I think BeReal is going to have to do this if they want to monetize. I know, though, that that's not going to go down well with the BeReal purists. I can see a few comments. Oh, excuse me, I keep knocking my microphone today. I do apologise. I hope it's not too hard on your ears. We've got a few comments. Oh, Jessica's got lots to say about BeReal. I loved the montage it gave me at the end of the year. Oh, I didn't know about that. Well, I love that it's not a platform for marketing on, and I don't want it to be a place for sales. I just want to see what my friends are doing. You know, I think all social networks start that way, don't they? And that's why we love them. And then they have to monetize and they totally ruin them. Totally. Definitely trends of more real social media along the lines of de-influencing, which is a big topic at the moment. It was even on the radio yesterday, and TikToks that are raw in the moment. Yeah, you know, that's one of the things that I really like about TikTok. It's not perfection. You can just grab, it reminds me of Twitter in its early days. You just grab your phone and say what you're doing now. Well, in a more entertaining way than that, hopefully. But that's one of the things I like about TikTok. So I think, yeah, taking the perfectness out of things, I think that's over for social networks. Making says she's not down with the kids, but now she has FOMO. Am I missing out? Well, Making, I still have an account if you want to give it a go. I mean, it's tough to get followers unless the youngsters connect with you. I mean, it's not followers, it's like friends. You connect 2 ways. That's my problem. I haven't really seen it probably in its best extent because there's like 5 people. Four people I'm connected with, maybe. Jessica says, okay, she's the oldest kid on the block. It's all in the mind. That's why I say I'm a kid. I'm loving BeReal. Okay. Speaking of making, I don't know why I put my glasses on. Maybe because I'm going to say something really clever like, don't forget to join us at 10:30 a.m. to continue this discussion on LinkedIn. If you scan that QR code, it will bring you directly to it. Starting at 10:30, Making Sang and myself are going to talk about these stories in more detail, and we would love you to join us as well. If you can't make it there, I will be back here, same bat time, same bat place, next week. Until then, bye-bye.